Hey everyone, good evening. It is Russ Nesovich with Nesovich Law. We are wrapping up the week on this Friday evening, and I wanted to check in with you and actually tell you a story about what happened today. And I tell you the story because I just want to, it's honestly just something I want to share and get off my chest a little bit. And also, I want to share it as a thank you to the healthcare providers who do some of the work that they're doing, not only during these times of COVID, but they do every day, and the difficult jobs that they have. So rarely, but occasionally, I think in my years of practice, this has happened probably a half dozen times. I will get a phone call from someone who is terminally ill, and they are either at a hospital or they are in hospice care, or they are somewhere in between or on the way to the two. And unfortunately, they know they're going to pass, and they know they're going to pass shortly. And I had one of those calls within the last couple of days. So today, very late in the day, I made a trip over to one of the virtual hospitals in the area. I don't really want to say which because I don't want to disclose too much. And unfortunately, to see a woman who has very, very advanced cancer and likely will not be with us for much longer, in order to make sure that she had her affairs in order. And I had spoken to both her and some family members on the phone over the course of the last few days in order to prepare the documents for her that I brought to the hospital to sign. And there were some interesting things that happened today. So first of all, as you can imagine, we're all dealing with COVID. So I will share with you that I was pretty uncomfortable going to a hospital in a time of COVID. And I was incredibly impressed with all the precautions taken at the hospital, between the questions that they asked me, the hand sanitizer, the temperature checks, all of the procedures of even getting into the hospital. And frankly, I was surprised they let me in because her mother was in the room with her, but her brother was not. He was in the parking lot because they're only allowing one person at a time into the hospital room. So I said that I was an attorney and I was there for her to sign some estate planning documents, and they let me in, which I was very, very surprised at, but pleased about. And I'm glad that they're doing that for people. So I went in, I was there very, very briefly, in part because of COVID and in part because I'm just there to do a job. And I met a wonderful, wonderful woman who unfortunately will not be with us for much longer. And she signed her estate planning documents. And the doctors and nurses there were absolutely terrific. And obviously they weren't just dealing with her. They were dealing with a number of patients on that ICU floor who are undoubtedly in the same position or condition. This woman will actually be transferred to hospice probably this evening, if not tomorrow, to live out her final days. So as you can imagine, a difficult day, a difficult evening, but one that unfortunately we do occasionally in the estate planning world. So if you're thinking about becoming an attorney and you're thinking about doing estate planning, just know that's something you will occasionally have to deal with. But I wanted to thank everybody who, if you watch this and you happen to be there, or you happen to be involved in some way, and you're at the front desk of the hospital, or you're caring for this woman, or you work at a hospital, or you're a doctor or a nurse and you care for people like this, and you help them in their final days, I am just incredibly impressed at what you do every single day, and grateful for what you do every day. And I don't know how you do it. And I don't know that I could do it. I'm glad that I don't have to do it regularly and that I don't have to make these appearances regularly. But I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to share that story with you. And I wanted to thank all the healthcare workers out there who do what they do day in and day out, particularly during times like this. So if you sat through this and you watched it, I want to thank you very, very much. And I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Karen. It's good to see you. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to chatting with you again next week, or actually over the weekend, since I try to do these videos daily. So if you have any questions, if you have comments, if you have anything else you want to hear about, if there's a story you want me to share, or if there's a question you want me to answer, by all means, let us know in the comments. Reach out. We're happy to do it. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great rest of your Friday evening and a good end to your week. Take care.